I apologize. I apologize profusely, but the birds have returned. We get a little bit of sun, and now the birds are like, oh, this is chill. And then they just show up again and wreak havoc on all of us. Terrible. So, yeah. If you guys can hear me, then that's dope. I have my AirPods in to try to block out some of the bird noise. This is absurd. And the worst part is that I'm like directly under the tree that like they all live in. So yeah, it is what it is. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Time Teller live stream 2020. Happy New Year to everyone. It is going to be just an amazing year because we're doing some new things on the channel. The debut episode will upload on Monday, and it's going to be crazy. We had so much fun making this episode. I wanted to hit the new decade strong, and we put a lot of effort into this episode, and I hope that you guys enjoy it. So stay tuned for Monday. And yeah, I'm just really looking forward to that. Not looking forward to these birds, though. It is absolutely out of hand. All right, Cowboy Swami is here. Happy New Year. Lucas Baxies. Duda is here. Nathan Harbor. Brendan is here. Says howdy. Taylor Parker, co-founder of Warby Parker. Taco is here. Car Guy. Brian Olson. William Rizzo, of course, says Happy New Year from the Florida Keys. Saba says, good evening from Tel Aviv, Kol Tov. And he says, he's digging the beard. Johnny Watches, Nuke Rage is representing CY Ranger Certified C3 bot. So we're not going to do a risk check yet, Riley. We do risk checks when we hit 100 people so that everyone can get a chance to see what watch I'm wearing. Also, it is just so loud. They're freaking out right now, these birds. I apologize. Rurik is here. Dude, they're dropping acorns too, which is crazy. Although I'd rather get hit by an acorn than like some bird dookies. So, yeah. Milton the moderator is here, so do your worst. Lyndon says, new year, new watch? Not yet, actually. Oh, you guys almost saw what watch I'm wearing. You guys will have to guess, I suppose. Got the Vietnamese coffee. Johan with some Swedish that I don't know what he said. Al Muscola says, Happy New Year, Jory. Well, Happy New Year, Al. James K, certified teacher and moderator, says, oh, I'm afraid the moderators will be quite operational when your trolls arrive. We actually did quite well last week. We finished 2019 very strongly, so we didn't get too much troll activity on the last live stream. But for a while there, 2019 was getting a little hypey with the trolls in the streams. But who knows? Every day is a new day, and it's a new decade, so we don't know what this year will hold. Brian Russell says, it's been a while since I tuned into a live stream. You can thank my wife for taking so long to get wet. Oh my God, you're gonna get yourself in hot water there, buddy. Happy 2020, man. Nataku, certified teacher and moderator, says, Can one of you guys turn these birds off? That'd be dope. Lyndon says, if I send you 1K, will you watch shop for me? Well, yeah, we do have a watch sourcing service at the Time Teller shop. If you send me that money, we will source you a watch, but I'm going to take a percentage of that for the time and effort, obviously. But yeah, Lyndon, I'll do that for you. Javier says, Revenge of the Birds. Joel says, what you doing? The Birds Part 3. Yeah. Freaking. You got people taking pictures. I hope I'm not in their picture. I apologize. I like this background, shady and calming. It would be calming if it wasn't for the parrots that are just absolutely destroying this area. That'd be dope. Lyndon, Durgan, Milton the moderator actually posted a link, thank you, Milcom, to the watch sourcing service. So what you can do is actually go there, follow the directions. It'll take you like less than a minute. Fill out a little form, and you can write to me, and I will reply. Like, it's me that if we verify that you're actually serious, because we get a lot of messages being like, I want to protect Philippe chronograph, but I only want like I'll be willing to spend like $700. It's like, dude, I can't. I'm the time teller, but I'm not like a magician. So if we can verify that you're serious about going forward with a wasp purchase, then I will reply and we can get some things going. Kotaku, certified teacher brought in moderator, says, I like those Red Wings you got for Christmas. Any other gifts worth mentioning? I got a bunch of gifts, actually. This is one of them. Really cool olive drab fleece in plaid from LL Bean Baby. And I'm actually wearing those. If you want to see, I actually modded my Red Wings, if you can believe it. So these are Red Wing 877s. These are 8-inch classic mocks. And the Taslin laces that come on most Red Wings are actually very strong. And I have the Taslin laces on my Roughneck. But I wanted to do something different with these. So I literally took some paracord 550, burnt the ends, and I made my own laces out of the paracord. And I think it actually looks pretty tough. I actually really like the look of it. And it's pretty functional because it's super strong. And if I ever need like 70 inches of paracord, I have some on my boots. So that's pretty dope. Yeah. So I love these boots. Also, one thing I want to say about these boots, I've been wearing these nonstop for like 2 weeks, and they're already super broken in. Like, it is freaking crazy. These are so freaking comfortable. So yeah. Jonathan Hernandez says, I'm looking for a Creator AC2. I've got a stick of gum to put down. Exactly. You'd be surprised. I appreciate anybody that wants to support the shop by like writing to us and stuff. But I don't want to say it's a waste of time. But there's honestly people like I got a letter. We got a form sent in yesterday that was like, I want. Jory says on his episodes that you can get a SKX for under $200. Well, if you snoop around, you probably will be able to. But he's referring to episodes I made like years ago. So this guy must be kind of a fairly new viewer, and he's like, so I want you to find me an SKX for under $200. And it's like, well, okay, but we're going to be taking a percentage of that. So is it worth it for you? Reading comments, RDK, Certified C3 Bot says, Happy New Year, everybody. First live stream of the year, first live stream of the decade. Targa says, Happy 2020, Jory. This episode brought to you by Jory's Aviary. Aren't they hot, though? My boots? No, they're actually very, 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 very comfortable. Anthony Lopez, what's up? So, guys, let's get some quick fire questions in here. Let's get the Q&A started. Because I could talk about the Red Wings and birds all day long. Shouldn't 2021 technically be the decade we didn't start with year zero, did we? Well, Taylor Parker, I've heard this argument before, but when people categorically look at the decades, right? When people say the 80s didn't start in 1981. The 80s started in the 80s, right? Started in 1980. The 20s, for instance, didn't start in 1921. When we talk about the Roaring 20s, we talk about 1920, and so on. So categorically speaking, it starts during zero. Yes, it absolutely does. For instance, when you celebrate a decade anniversary, for instance, right? Your decade anniversary with your loved one. You don't start on your 11th year together. You start on your 10th year together, right? That would be a decade. So yeah, I don't really understand the argument that 2021 signifies the beginning of the decade, because literally 10 years is 10 years, right? Yeah, Jonathan Hernandez says, I was born in 1990. Wouldn't say that I'm an 80s baby. Yeah, I mean, I was born in 1989, but I also wouldn't really say I'm an 80s baby. Taylor Parker actually amended his statement. He says a decade can be any set of 10 consecutive years, so your logic makes sense. Amen to that, brother. Tim Lara says, new sponsor, Angry Birds. Nathan Bellman with a very common question, but a very fun comment nonetheless, says, if you could only have 3 watches for the rest of your life, what would they be? No money limit. That is very difficult. But let's do it. Creator Aichi 2, Rolex 1016, You've Broken Me. No. And probably SKX. Whoa! Because then I have a diver. I have a. No, I'm not going to pick the SKX. But ideally, I would want, a diver, an everyday watch, and a dress watch. So the Creator AT2 would be the dress watch. The Rolex 1016 would be my everyday watch. And then for, a dedicated sports watch, no price limit. I don't want anything vintage for that one. So maybe, one of the Seiko Pro Specs LX series. That would be crazy. James K with the super chat. Thank you so much, brother. You don't have to do that. You support me enough already. Says, allow me to honor the first super chat of 2020. Thank you so much. That was a great question, though. No price limit. But yeah, I try to look at things from a functional standpoint. No Rolex 6062. I'd love a Rolex 6062, but for some reason, when I'm thinking of a 3-watch collection, it would probably not be there. If I'm looking no price limit whatsoever, and I only have 3 watches, I'd probably pick a 1016, like an immaculate, really well aged 1016, a Creator HE2 as like a really nice dress watch, and then some type of watch that I could actually wear and like beat up, and that would probably be like a Pro Specs LX Spring Drive. I think that would be freaking awesome. Duda says, Jory, Panda Dial non-quartz watches, what would you recommend under 1500? I would recommend a Seagull 1963 Panda Dial variant. And you can get that for like under $400, so that's well within your price, your price point. These are great questions, guys. Max00 says, what do you think about Junkers or Zeppelin? Don't have any experience with Zeppelin, although I know a bunch of people like them because they're very, very affordable. Junkers is very affordable as well. I have some experience with Junkers. I've actually seen them in person. I think they're okay. I would rather probably get like a Young Hans if you want like. I'm just really not into Bauhaus movements. Bauhaus design. Excuse me. Reading questions. Barisha says, "What happened to the old intro?" I don't know to which you are referring. The original intro was on every Monday episode. Like some people weren't understanding this, which is odd to me. The Monday it literally says at the beginning of each episode what day it is. So the Monday episode had the original song. The Wednesday episode had a Wednesday song, and then the Friday episode had a Friday song. What I will tell you is look for something new on Monday's episode because, of course, it's a new season at the Time Teller shop. Nataku Certified T3 Volume Moderator says, I like the Friday song. It's dope. Anthony Lopez says, Jory, weeks ago you recommended that I buy the new turtle over an SKX. I need to rebuy my diver since I gifted mine to my brother. It's a very nice gift. Can you elaborate why you like your SKX so much? Well, the SKX is a classic. I don't know of a more iconic, affordable diver that does everything you need it to do and punches above its weight class. The reason I said I don't recall telling you to get the Turtle over an SKX, but if you want a more modern watch that has hacking and hand wind, then yeah, get the Turtle. But what I will say is the SKX is actually probably more versatile than the Turtle, in my opinion, just because the case shape isn't totally ovular and hooded, so yeah, or cushioned, I should say. Mitaku Certified T3 Bot says, I like Jory's German impression. If you enjoyed that German impression, you should also stay tuned for Monday's episode, because a new character may or may not be introduced, and it was so fun. Caleb DJK says, your hair is long. I actually just went to the barbershop. They had to reapply my toupee. But yeah, I'm trying something new. What's up? Reading comments, so don't worry. This is Taco. One says, any 20, I just refer to this as Taco, by the way. Any 2020 watch release you're expecting. So there's a few things that I think could happen. I'm going to make an episode about this. James Boy says, drinking Vietnamese coffee again? Absolutely. It's Saturday, which means that's the only thing I'll drink all day. Okay, so 2020 predictions. There's a few that I think could potentially happen. One could be, when you look at Rolex's roster, because everybody wants to know about Rolex, I think that they could be doing something with the Explorer 2, because they've done something with every other watch but the Explorer 2. I wouldn't be surprised if they gave that a ceramic bezel potentially. If they reintroduced the original Steve McQueen Explorer 2, I would not be surprised if they did a reissue of that with a more modern bezel, a modern take on that. Of course, you could argue that the modern take is the 16570, blah, blah, blah. But I think that potentially they could be doing something with the Explorer 2. I would not be surprised. See, I have a whole episode that I'm working on for this. I also think that the Hulk, don't quote me on this, I think the Hulk is going to be discontinued. Okay. I think the green Submariner is not going to be on 2020's roster, and that's to build the hype again. Because Rolex isn't stupid, and they understand that 2019 was the year of the Rolex Hulk. People freaked out about the Hulk. Green, 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 green. So Rolex isn't going to let that die out. So what they're going to do is they're going to pull it from their roster so that instead of having the hype die out, they can keep the flames going and discontinue it and have everybody still talk about it, so that in 2021 or 2022, they can re-release a green Submariner and everybody will freak out again. Rajiv Mirage says, Happy Jay. Hey, Jay, Happy New Year. Thank you so much. Jack Bell says, hey, T3. Shout out from New Zealand. Thanks, brother. Love the Kiwis. Got a lot of love for the Kiwis. Cowboy Swami with the super chat says, ever see T100 tritium on a watch 4 times stronger than T25? I have not. Stephen Lowe says, yo, bro, Jory, looking good. New spot for your live stream? Yeah. It's because where I was live streaming, they cut down a tree and there was no shade. And it was very, very sunny. So yeah, okay. To keep going back on the predictions, I think the Explorer 2 could be doing something with the Explorer 2. I think the Hulk is going to be discontinued. And I don't think this is going to happen, but I would love for them to go back to the slimmer case on the Submariners. I don't think that'll happen. Here's another prediction that is not Rolex. I bet Patek Philippe will introduce another solid yellow gold Nautilus. They do not have that currently. They used to. They do not have that. So I'll bet you that in 2020, there's going to be a solid yellow gold Nautilus. That's another prediction of mine. Pretty Asia 111 says, most entertaining watch channel on YouTube. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And guess what? Monday's episode is going to be a freaking ball, dude. It's going to be crazy. Like I wish I could show you now, because I'm so excited about it. Bearish with the super chat. Thank you so much. Says, this is a bit specific. What are your thoughts on the Omega Railmaster? I'm debating between the standard version and the limited edition from 1957. I really like the limited edition because of its aged look. I know people don't like faux patina. The Railmaster is an amazing watch. Here's why. If you can't get a 1016, which I can't get one right now because the prices are redonkulous. If you can't get a 1016 and you don't want a 36 millimeter Explorer 1 that looks modern, get a Railmaster. I don't think you're settling. I think that's smart because the Railmaster retains the very classic, old school, almost field watchy 1016 look without being too modern like the 36 millimeter modern Explorer 1. And it's still, an Omega Railmaster with a really cool history by itself. So I'm a fan of the Railmaster. I'm a fan of the limited edition. The denim dial thing, I wasn't a huge fan of, but I generally like the Omega Railmaster. But yeah, I don't think it's out of line for me to compare it to a 1016. James K, certified T3 and moderator. By the way, thank you for the super chat, brother. I hope I answered your question. Sam says, is the new Alpinist worth 600? Well, I have to get one in the office and review it for you guys, but here's where Seiko got themselves in trouble. Okay. Seiko has released for years, for decades, Seiko has released watches that punch way above their weight class. Okay. The Seiko Alpinist, for everything that it did, threaded crown, dual crowns, 200-meter water resistance rating, shock resistance, in-house automatic movement, hacking, hand wind. And Nataku has a good point. Like, worth is very subjective. But what I'm trying to say is the Alpinist, for everything that it does in that package, in that 39 approximately millimeter package, it punches so far above its weight class. So the fact that we used to be able to get one for like $350, now they're releasing it around the 600 mark. You can find them. People are freaking out and they're like, "Hey, that's not fair." Or they're moving their prices up. We have to understand that Seiko was releasing these, and that watch was punching way above its weight. Like, they were undervalued for a very long time. So do I think it's worth 600? Yeah, I think that's an absolutely crazy watch. Do I also think it's much more expensive than it used to be? Yes. James K, certified T3 bot, says, thoughts on case polishing on vintage pieces, removing the scratches but destroying the value? Sub question, attempt to polish off personalized engraving. So number one, to answer your question in reverse, I don't like engraved watches that much. That's why I haven't engraved my Reverso, and it's because, number one, I kind of like the classic look, but also it's the same reason why I don't have any tattoos, right? I don't know if I can. I feel like I'm actually a fairly decisive person. I'm pretty good at making decisions. But I don't know if I'd be able, I don't want a tattoo because I don't know if, a few years down the road or something, I just am sick of it. And that's like a much more permanent decision. Same with, sending my Reverso to an engraver. Although they'll do a very nice job and everything, it's I don't know if down the road I will want that there. So that's number one. I really don't like engraved watches, and unfortunately, when you try to take away and have someone professionally remove the engravings on, say, a Reverso, they're taking away a lot of material, and you can tell that it was done, and it's just a huge bummer. So I don't like that. Number 2, my thoughts on polishing a watch. I don't like polished vintage watches. Okay. Does it happen? Yes. Does it devastate me? No, unless it was done very poorly. But the whole reason I like vintage watches is because they kind of tell a story, and they've been worn and they've been enjoyed. So, yeah, that's my take. TDY Ranger with super chat says, "Hey T3, bribe for early watch check, jumping off." Okay, well, right when you posted that, we hit 100, so let's do a wristwatch check. Why not? Here's some repurposed, reclaimed vintage Swiss leather with olive drab, my favorite color, olive drab threading, custom made for me. Oris Big Crown Pro Pilot. Hey! So yeah. Oh, we got some cute doggies. Hey! How are you? Oh. There's like this like pudgy French bulldog that ran over to me. So cute. So yeah, Oris Big Crown Pro Pilot. Sorry, got distracted by the doggies. This is one of the most wearable watches. Love the display case back. Love that has a threaded crown. Incredibly legible. It's got that Sellita movement. Incredibly smooth and a date complication. I freaking love this watch. Someone wrote, "Been a while since I've worn this." I actually wear this. Stephen Lose, it's been a while since you wore that. I actually wear this like multiple times a week. I just don't take a lot of pictures of it for some reason, but this is like my go-to everyday watch. Michael Best says, "Simply wish to commemorate the purchase of some occasion for yourself." I think he's referring to engraving a watch. Yeah, I just don't like engraving watches. Nataku says, "Jory wears it all the time." I do wear it all the time. I absolutely love this. Uh, let's take a closer look. Why not? Dude, this watch is so freaking sick, man. You want to talk about a watch that punches above its weight class? Oris Big Crown Pro Pilot. I'm not kidding. This is one of the best purchases I made. Best material. Steven, certified T3 bot, favorite case material and why? I'm kind of boring, dude. I think my answer is going to disappoint everybody. It's stainless steel. I don't know why you can. I don't know how to do any better than that, honestly. Stainless steel, man. Um, it, it's incredibly strong. It's fairly corrosive resistant. It's you can maybe scratch it and ding it up, but it won't dent or ding super easily. It's a watch to watch thing, right? Like so the beginning of my career on sterling silver is not super common anymore. Young, it used to be, but not so much anymore. So when I first started on YouTube, like midway through 2017 or something, I mentioned multiple times that I don't like gold watches, and people were like, "What does he mean by that?" And it's because I don't like modern gold watches. Typically, I don't think they're done as well. They're often too blingy. They're often too chunky. There's too much material. It's not super tasteful. Vintage gold watches are impeccable. So if we're talking about a vintage dress watch, dude, yellow gold, I don't know how you can beat that. Yellow gold is perfect for vintage dress watches. I think that's incredible. But for like if I had to pick one material out of all materials, yeah, I like yellow gold. I love yellow gold. But stainless steel. If you want to learn more about titanium, a little sneak peek into the Monday's episode, we have a whole section about titanium watches. And you're going to learn a little bit about the properties of titanium. Man, this episode's going to be so sick. Malcolm the moderator says, Jory somehow activated Google Assistant on my phone, and it looked up a country that I don't want to talk about because it's going to get too political. It's a message from the reptilians. Nataku certified teeth robot and moderator says precious metals are like name brands, they're all hype. I don't think so. For instance, I have multiple yellow gold watches that I absolutely love, and I don't think it's all hype. My Reverso, my Vacheron, Hamilton. I have multiple precious metal watches that I love. I don't think they're all hype. But if I'm talking about a watch that I'm going to wear every day, again, I don't know how you can beat stainless steel. Titanium is actually stronger than stainless steel, though, but it scratches easier. So, any Israeli watch brands? I don't know of any. I'm sorry. I wish I did. James K, certified C3 and moderator says, "Ooh, I hope Hyperclinical Man makes appearance. You'll be very pleasantly surprised to see who makes an appearance. I think." Okay, I don't want to speak too soon, guys. I think the person who makes an appearance in my episode, a few people actually make an appearance. Some people you actually already know. However, I think a character who makes an appearance in the episode, you guys will. I have a feeling it's going to be a favorite. Okay, I don't want to speak too soon, but I have a feeling that this character is going to be a highly requested one. Titanium's light as a feather. Yes, titanium's very, 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 very light, but it's not. But it is actually approximately like 3 to 4 times stronger than stainless. But it's just not. It just scratches easier, and I kind of like the extra heft of stainless steel. Sometimes titanium is just too light, and you're like, it kind of feels like a toy. Taco says, excuse me, hiccups. Taco says, if you had to sacrifice the rest of your watches for 3 of them to survive, which would you choose? This is actually kind of easy. My Alpinist, number 1, because Connie gave it to me, and that's very special to me. Number 2, that was like a huge watch that I really, 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 really wanted, and I didn't buy for myself, and Connie got it for me. So, Alpinist, my Rolex 1500, because that was the first Rolex in my collection, and in my opinion, one of the best reference numbers for Rolex. And then the last one would be my JLC Reverso, because I got that for my 30th birthday, and that was a huge grail to knock off my list. So yeah, Reverso, Alpinist, 1500. Joshua says, good evening, Jory. 2020, what shall this year and decade bring? I hope it brings joy, happiness, love to all. Also, can you remember me? I am a coffee roaster from England. Do you remember my email? Yes, I do. However, you emailed me like right before the holidays, and it was an absolute slaughterhouse in the freaking at the shop and at the channel and in my life. So, yeah, email me again, please, Jory at, or you know what, we can do info@thetimetellershop.com. Info@thetimetellershop.com. AB says, when is the T3 shop restocking? Well, I wanted to give you guys a little break. I know everyone spent some money over the holidays. I'm having some more pieces come in this week. So restock probably second half of this week coming up. So, yeah. And this next restock is awesome. I say that about every restock, but yeah, I'm very excited about this restock. Catalino says, up the likes. I figured your grandfather's Elgin would be saved. Well, yeah, this is why it's so hard for me to. If I don't have an attachment to a watch, it's not in my collection. Okay, if I don't have an attachment to a watch, I just get rid of it. So, yeah, of course, I have my dad's watch, I have my grandfather's watch, and I have my great grandfather's watch. So would I just save all those? Yeah, of course, those are incredibly important to me, but also like Connie got me a watch, and Connie is also very important to me, and also like I got myself some watches that are very important to me. So it's hard to say. Barisha says, you see the video of Robert Downey Jr.'s watch collection? He dismissed Seiko out of arrogance. People got really upset about that. I didn't get upset about it at all because I make jokes about companies and people call me a snob all the time. So I think just let him have his opinions, and that's fine. I noticed signed prints have not made it up yet, or did they sell out already? I haven't put the signed prints up there yet. Notaku certified see-through by a moderator says Connie is your better half. Yes, she is. Yeah, James, I think Robert Downey Jr. was making just a joke. I wouldn't take it that seriously, but people got so upset. Nataku says you should have a whole episode of different characters just talking to each other. Well, I think you will really enjoy the debut episode of 2020. It's been like a good long while making it, and the editors are working on it now, and they'll probably be working on it all weekend. So I think you'll really like it. What do I think of John Mayer's taste and collection? Oh, God, these questions are old, guys. What is this? 2015? This isn't Hodinkee, guys. I'm not here to talk about John Mayer. No, John Mayer has cool watches. I don't think that we can argue that I don't think we could argue that John Mayer has bad watches. He has every vintage. He has every desirable vintage Rolex reference number you could ever want. So, yeah, he has very cool watches. One thing that he said kind of caught me off guard, though. He has a Jacques Cousteau edition. The what is IWC's Aqua Timer, right? What is IWC's diver called? Is it the Aqua Timer? It's not the Aqua Racer. That's Tag Heuer. I think it's the Aqua Timer. He has the Jacques Cousteau edition Aqua Timer, and that watch, Don Sinachi in the building. What's going on, Don? Let me get this thought out. No, the Portuguese is not the diver. The Portuguese is a dress watch and a chronograph. Yeah, Saba says the Aqua Timer. So, sorry. Let me get this thought out. In the original Hodinkee talking watches with John Mayer, John Mayer was talking about his limited edition Jacques Cousteau edition IWC Aqua Timer. That watch is like over $5,000, and he refers to it as the Ford Focus of like wristwatch collecting. And I thought that was kind of a bit out of touch. I know he was being like kind of tongue in cheek, but I think that's kind of like an out of touch statement to make, because it's like, John, like, no disrespect to Ford Focuses, but like, obviously, like, you have these really obscure Patek Philippe reference numbers. You have like tritium military subs. You have like a bunch of like precious metal vintage Daytonas, and then he has this fairly expensive Jacques Cousteau limited edition IWC Aqua Timer. And yes, maybe when you put it up next to, your solid gold vintage Daytona, the Aqua Timer might look kind of basic. But for the majority of the people watching that episode, I don't think that you could say that that's the Ford Focus of watches, when probably the majority of people watching the episode don't own that watch. I felt that was a bit out of touch, but I understand John speaks kind of tongue in cheek, and yeah. So John owns a Daytona Rainbow. Yeah, he does. I think he has one in white gold and in rose gold. He also said you have to have a Patek Color Self collector. Yeah. I don't recall him saying that, but I think that I absolutely disagree with that. But again, I mean, dude, I'm not defending him and I'm not speaking out against him. I don't know him. But what I will say is I don't have to agree with everything he says and I can still not hate the guy. You know what I mean? Like, he clearly has his own opinions, and that's great. I have my own opinions. Milk of the Moderator says, Jory hates John Mayer, confirmed. Gypsy Bird Dog with the super chat says, I hate the helium valve. Sorry. I hate the helium valve on Seamasters. Well, not all Seamasters have those. But I love the look of the new 007 Seamaster. I wish it was about $4,000 cheaper. Yeah. You either love or you hate those. I prefer my watches not having them because I don't want like a whole other crown sticking out when it doesn't have to be there. But I actually really like the new 007 Seamaster. I think it looks pretty cool. Targa, I think he has a video on it. Let me see. What is Targa asking? Targa, hey Jory, how do you rate Hamilton against Oris in terms of quality, finish, lower, equal, higher? I actually do have an episode comparing the Oris Big Crown Pro Pilot to the Hamilton Khaki Field Mechanical and the SNK 809. Malcolm the Moderator, or one of my other moderators, Nataku James K, I have an episode titled 3 Tiers of Field Watches. And guess what? Connie is in the episode. So if you want to see my girl, don't talk to her though, because get a knuckle sandwich. But if you want to see Connie, she's in that episode. 3 Tiers of Field Watches. Link that episode. I compare the Oris Big Crown Pro Pilot to the Hamilton Khaki Field Watch to the SNK 809. Milk the Moderator is incredibly fast, like freaky fast. He already has a link. So Targa, watch that episode. James K. Certified T3 Bot says, Jory doesn't comment on other YouTubers. Yeah, I'm just going to nip this in the bud, Max, about once a day. Excuse me, I have hiccups. Let me hold my breath. I'm just kidding, I'm not going to hold my breath. About once a day, people ask me to comment on other YouTubers because they want the inside scoop. They want drama to be in there. Here's what I'll say. The Urban Gentry, TGV, the only interaction I've ever had with him is he's commented on one of my episodes. That's it. I don't know the guy. So I wish I could give you some more information, but I'm sure he's a good guy. He makes good content. You should watch his stuff. That's what I'll say. The only YouTubers that I interact with are like Teddy, Jody, Adrian from Bark and Jack, Swiss Watch Gang. Check the dude. You guys should be watching as much content as possible. Okay, like the better one of these guys does, the better we all do. So there's enough viewership and enough success to go around. So I wish I had some drama for you guys, but everyone's been very good to me. Joshua says knuckle sandwich are nice, especially when they pack a punch. Dude, do you seriously want this? I don't think so. Yo, Dean's not here, and I know that Dean's gonna watch the playback and he's gonna comment. He's gonna be like, "Sorry, I was late, guys. Sorry, I missed you." Well, Dean, I am heartbroken that you're not here, but I hope you and your wife and your animals have a great New Year. Normally, I would ask Dean if I could rant. Can I rant real quick, guys, on something? Real quick. Can I rant? Michael says, you, Jody, and Teddy are my holy trinity of watch channels. That's a good holy trinity. I appreciate that. This is Taco. I'm doing that. I'm doing both of those things this year, so don't worry. And I actually just spoke to Jody about doing a live stream together. The difficult thing is that he's down under and I'm on the US, so the timing is going to be difficult. But Jody, actually, we just wrote to each other and we're planning on live streaming together. Okay, so everyone's saying Diesel says yes, rant. That fellow there, Certified T3 Bot, says rant. James K says rant on. Random Rob is here. What's up, Random Rob? Happy New Year. Milk of the Moderator says initializing rant. Okay. So this is I'm talking. What made me want to rant was when people were like asking me to the inside scoop about like other YouTubers. It's weird how people want there to be drama. I don't get it. Like, why does there have to be drama within the community? Like, wouldn't most people be happy for us to all be getting along and having a good time. And it's also weird how some people that follow me also want me to, like, they also want to take me down a peg. Like, for instance, we're talking about my Red Wings, we're talking about my pants. I posted a picture that Connie took on film. It was a film photo, which came out really cool, on my Instagram. If one of you guys wants to link my Instagram, but it's my latest picture where I'm tethering a jerry can onto my Jeep, because we were going to Joshua Tree National Park, and people were like, "Oh, cool picture," or someone's like, "Oh, hey, like nice Jeep or whatever, or cool whatever." But there's like people that follow me that want to like bring drama into the comment section, and it's like, why do that? Like why? Like why? Michael knows what I'm talking about. He says, "LOL, this was funny." So I posted that picture, and someone goes, "You're trying too hard with those pants." And I'm like, I posted a picture that Connie took of me working on my Jeep, and someone is commenting that they don't like my pants. What the heck? Dems! Oh my gosh, first T3 bot of the new year. Everyone, give Dems a round of applause. Thank you so much. You freaking rock. Guys, we're spending a lot more time on each episode this year, which means I'm going to be working a lot more, and my editors are going to be working a lot more. So I literally cannot do this stuff without my certified T3 bots. So thank you so much, Dems. Welcome to the channel. Everyone, please give them a round of applause in the comment section. You freaking rock. I love you. James K says, "Hey, Dems, what do you think of Jory's pants?" Yeah, and Milcom says Jory was just wearing jeans. So what the guy didn't like was that I was wearing my Red Wing Roughnecks, my Red Wing boots, and I cuffed my pants because guess what, guys? I like the way this looks. Okay, I like, now they're usually not this high when I'm standing. It's that I'm sitting. They usually come down to here and cover the boot. But I have my own style. I don't understand why they like. I don't understand why anyone cares. Like, what man comments on another man's pants? It's just really weird. And it's not like I was wearing some weird like silver pants with like glitter on it. And like they were blue jeans. Man, crazy. Steven says Red Wings are freaking awesome, dude. Mitaku says an insecure man. These do not look similar to Doc Martens. These are totally different. Okay. These are Red Wing 877s. I modified them a little bit with some paracord. Freaking love them. Are these technically brown? It's like camel. So yeah, I guess it's brown. Anthony Lopez says it's cuffing season. I'm already cuffed, bro. I'm taken. Young Excellency says brown pants, unsubscribe. You've gone too far. At least they're not dark brown corduroy. Dude, oh wait, the camera. Whoop. Yeah, remember my dark brown corduroys that I spilt root beer on when I was little? Traumatized me. Scotty Knuckles says, do they have a steel shank? So, my Red Wing Roughnecks with the lugged Vibram sole have a steel shank. These are more for comfort daily like wear. So these do not have a steel shank. But the Red Wing Roughnecks that I wear in like bad terrain and in difficult like conditions, yeah, those have a steel shank. Those are also not nearly as comfortable as these though. So Max says top 10 jeans of all time. That's going to be my next video. James K, certified T3 bot says, okay, let's get back to watch questions. Jory, what jean brand do you recommend? Honestly, I just wear Levi's because I'm just, I'm a simple man. Anthony says they're mad because you're cuffed and cuffing your jeans, cuff overload. That's probably true. They're probably lonely and they don't wear their jeans with cuffs and they're not cuffed. Don Sinacci says, hey, that guy should comment on Producer Michael's style clothing. Don Sinacci, maybe you should go ahead and visit that guy, if you know what I mean. Take care of him. Just kidding. And by take care of him, I mean make sure he eats properly, make sure he gets all his goals completed for 2020. I saw the funniest meme, dude. It's these two gangsters, and one of them's like, "Hey, go ahead and take care of Fat Tony," and the other guy's like, "You got it, boss." And then the whole rest of the comic strip is him making sure that Fat Tony eats properly, and then at the end of the comic strip, he's like, they're both standing on a scale and they're like smiling. I guess he just had to be there, but I loved it. Javier Vega says Teddy would be dress watch, Jody would be the daily beater, and Jory the field watch. Hey, that's not a bad idea for an episode. Was that meme in your German video real? To what are you referring? Uh, which meme? We have so many bits in our episodes. I don't know which one you're talking about. Random Rob says, hate us because they ain't us. That's absolutely true. Clemens with the watch question. What the heck? We're talking about watches today. It's a short question. Want a dress watch? Should I go for the Rolex Datejust Rhodium, white gold in summer, or save up for the Calatrava next year? If you're looking for just a pure dress watch, go Calatrava. If you're looking for a more versatile piece, go for the Datejust. That was simple. I know, it's gorgeous here. And this architecture, I love the kind of recessed windows. Looks, dude. And the light, ooh, someone take a picture. Don Sinacci got the boys together with a baseball bat. William Rizzo should have his own channel. He says, I'm not fat. I'm just short for my weight. If I was 9 feet tall, I'd be perfect. If you're looking for a pure dress watch, don't wear one at all. Boom. I disagree. I think the purest dress watch. I've actually made a whole episode about this, guys. What is a dress watch? I tried to categorize it for you. And in my opinion, a dress watch is a simple watch, and by simple I mean no complications. Ideally, the classic dress watch does not have a complication. That's number one. Number two, ideally precious metal, because again, this is something fancy, little something you wouldn't wear every day. So no complication, precious metal, sub 40 millimeter. I think that's the trifecta that makes up the perfect dress watch. No complication, precious metal, sub 40, Calatrava. Diesel 419 with the super chat. Thank you very much. His thoughts on the Bulova Wilton Open Heart Silver. Not a huge open heart guy. I'm not a huge open heart guy. I'm so sorry. And the only Bulova I'm if you want a cool dress watch from Bulova, look at the new Joseph Bulova collection that they released in 2019, fairly recently. Last decade. Briar Blues, Happy New Year, brother. Thinking of you, wishing you the best. All the best in 2020. Guys, check out if you're into tobacco and like proper pipes and stuff, check out Briar Blues channel. I don't smoke, I don't know anything about that, but if you're a Sherlock Holmes type man, check out Briar Blues. Scotty Knuckles says, "Oh yeah, that new Bulova collection is awesome, dude. The Bulova, I love that they're all in-house automatics, and they have salmon dials, dude. What the heck, man? The Joseph Bulova collection might upset the Bulova Lunar Pilot. I think that the Bulova Lunar Pilot was the best watch Bulova made until they made these Joseph Bulovas. Now I think, boom, the new Joseph Bulova collection is the best stuff that Bulova has made." Michael Best says the guy with the Jazzmaster Open Heart. I don't have that anymore, Michael. I actually sold that because I didn't wear it very often. I tried to really get into it, and it just wasn't happening for me. Justin Davidson says, I'd love to hear your thoughts on the Rolex Cellini Prince Modern. I love the way these square Rolexes look so neat. So I actually don't like them, and I've mentioned them in a video. I think that there's a B word that I want to say, but I can't. Yeah, what's going on?
It's right? Oh my God. I'm Paul.
What's going on, man?
Hey,
What are
man,
you wearing? SNK 809?
No.
Oh, dang! Yo. This guy, what is your name? Paul.
Hickman.
He's wearing the Boulder Venture, dude.
Yeah, I saw you wearing it a few live streams ago, and I figured I'd pick one up.
Paul, you're going to love my Monday episode.
I will?
Because it's about that watch.
I thought I saw your post about that on Instagram.
Dude, see, we just bump into people. So Milcom says you're a stalker. You're not going to do anything to me, are you?
No, I promise. I won't even try. Not with you, man.
Yeah, you want a flex room?
Sure. A lot bigger than mine.
Dude, Boulder Venture on a NATO.
Two-piece.
Or two-piece. It's on two-piece. That's not the factory one, is it?
No, this is one I bought.
Let me show them. So what's the name of this one?
The Carbon Black.
Carbon Black.
Well, what's funny is that I have a Hamilton khaki field mechanical.
And how would you say that this compares to that?
I'll be, when I first got it, I wasn't sure. I just wore it. I've been wearing it for about a week, and the more I've been wearing it, the more I like it.
Right.
Than the Hamilton.
Did the lightweight kind of freak you out?
No, because I have had a titanium watch.
Okay.
I've had Bertucci's.
Oh, okay.
And what's funny is I just once I got into automatics,
right.
It's like hard to go back.
And once you have that, it's hard to go back to Bertucci. Yeah.
They're just quartz. I mean, I like them because they're more expensive watches.
Right.
Have threaded crown.
Right.
200-meter water resistance. Sapphire crystal.
Right.
I just like the automatic.
Dude, I don't blame you, and I'm so happy that Boulder came out with a automatic, because when they sent me the quartz, that was my one like harsh critique, was that I wished the Boulder Venture was an automatic.
Yeah.
And so when they told me down the line they were going to come out with one, they sent me the Sandstorm, and that's going to be Monday's episode. So they heard it first. I was kind of being a little sneaky about it, but when Paul rolls up on me and tells me that he's wearing one, we got it.
I was just walking around, and here you are. I was like, wow.
It's a beautiful day, man. Had to come into the suburbs and live stream.
I was out this morning. I had my jacket on. It's pretty warm now.
I know. And the weather doesn't know what it's trying to do, because at night it'll drop like in the 40s, and then in the daytime it'll be like in the 70s. So I just bring a jacket with me, and then whatever happens, happens.
Pretty much,
yeah, dude, that's so funny, man.
Hey, man. I'm good to see. Oh, man.
I'm wearing the Oris. Yeah.
That's nice.
Dude, I'm so excited for you to wear that, though.
Thank you.
Are you on Instagram?
I am. I actually just made an Instagram just to follow you. Yeah.
Dude, that's so nice. Okay, write me a message. I'll follow you back, and we can talk about watches sometime.
All right.
Dude, nice to meet you, brother.
You have a good one.
Every day, dude. It's so crazy. California is enormous. Los Angeles County is enormous, and still somehow I bump into people. It's weird, right?
Yeah.
It's wild.
Well, this has surprised me. I'm happy that I ran into you, man.
Boulder Venture. Show them one more time. Heck yeah. Where is it? Inside the wrist?
It's just more convenient for me. I work for the local utility, the water company.
Okay.
Where I live.
Right.
And since I'm working with my hands, it's a lot easier for me just to
you don't bump it.
Yeah.
If you're reaching into something, you won't knock it.
But I love the threaded crown because I work with water.
Right.
And yesterday I was putting in a water heater for my boss.
Right.
At his house, and I had water just explode on me and go
Better
everywhere.
safe than sorry.
Yeah.
Before
I'd wear the Hamilton every day, and I take it off whenever I
Exactly. See, that's what I'm talking about, guys. It's the added confidence that you get from having a threaded crown. I'd rather have it and not need it versus need a threaded crown when I'm reaching into something and not have it. Because I don't want to be taking my watch off and putting it back on. And that's actually, guys, that's exactly why I wear this watch, is because this has a threaded crown and a sapphire crystal, and I don't really have to worry about it regardless. Yeah. Like, I'm not planning on getting wet today. Yeah. You know what I mean? But I'd rather have one.
What'll happen.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Heck yeah, man. Well, nice meeting you, brother.
Nice meeting you, too. You have a good one.
Yeah, write to me. I'm going to continue live streaming, but hit me up on Instagram, and I'll follow you back.
I definitely will.
Have a good one, dude. Happy New Year, man. God bless. It's so funny, guys. So you never know. You always bump into people. Let me see what you knuckleheads were saying. Reading comments. It's so funny. Whenever I talk to people, you guys go crazy in the comment section. You're like, no. William says, we lucked out he wasn't wearing it and picked up. Bruce says, Paul seems to be a nice guy. He seems like a really nice guy. Steve says, what's up, Paul? Itaku says, Paul. Itaku says, okay, bye, Paul. Scotty says, Paul. Anthony says, you needed someone to take care of that guy on Instagram. Looks like Don Sinacci sent Paul over. Milt Garrison, dude, Milt, certified T3 bot. He has a T3 shirt, and I think he got a mug, too. Milt is the boss, representing the T3 Army. Thank you so much, Milt. You freaking rock, brother. Stalker with a boulder. It's so funny. Of course, I bump into someone, he's wearing a boulder. That's why people accuse me. They're like, oh, you're on Boulder's payroll, aren't you? Really not. Boulder just makes really badass watches. Simon says, before I saw him, I thought it was the Velcro guy creeping up on you. You know what's funny? I have not seen that guy ever since. I think we scared him off. I think he found out. Do you know the worst part about that interaction? Not with Paul. The worst part about the Velcro valet was he saw me live streaming and talking to you, and then he said the really backhanded statement of, he said, oh, are you trying to be famous or something? Is that the only incentive to do anything nowadays? Is just the hopes of being famous? And then the hilarious thing was that he proceeded to tell me, oh, I'm a writer. I should have been like, in hindsight, I should have been like, oh, you trying to be famous or something? Or what restaurant do you work at? Because what you need to know about Los Angeles is everybody that says, oh, I'm a producer, oh, I'm a writer, oh, I'm an actor, they work at restaurants. So, yeah. But what a jerk. He's like, oh, what are you doing there? You were filming? I'm like, yeah, I'm just live streaming. He's like, what, you trying to be famous or something? It's like, what? Is that the only incentive for me to do anything? But yeah, that was a little rant on Velcro Valet. But yeah, see, Paul was a genuinely nice guy, and he has some good taste. Because, number one, he watches the channel. But number two, he has a Hamilton Khaki Field and the Boulder Venture. So, haha. I've corrupted another one. Everyone will buy Boulder watches. You guys find out that I actually own Boulder. That'd be baller. Pamba, oh man, now do I have to fly to Cali and wait for you to come outside so you'll follow me on Instagram? If I bump into you in real life, chances are like 9 times out of 10 I will follow you on Instagram, yeah. Because why wouldn't I? Dude, if Paul was wearing a Warby Parker pair of glasses, that would be hilarious. Oh man. Someone was parked on the street and they're now arguing with the parking enforcement people. Jory doesn't follow me on Insta. I don't follow a lot of people on Instagram because it's just out of ease. It would be very difficult to I have certain things I want to keep track of on my Instagram feed, and if I followed everyone that follows me, then it would fill up my feed with a bunch of stuff. It's nothing personal, guys. Joel says movie star status. I don't think so, but I appreciate that. Car Guy says, how much is a ticket to Cali so you can follow me? Depends where you are, I suppose. Michael Best, have a good one, brother. Jonathan Hernandez says, recording yourself on YouTube? What are you trying to do? Be on YouTube or something? You know what? If I knew about Don Sinacci and Fabian Napolitano, I would have been like, hey, I'm not trying to be famous, but maybe my boys can come visit you and tell you about fame. Could have been a contender. I'm mixing up a bunch of movies here, guys. Reading comments. Pumba says, okay, cool. Tell us when you're in Germany then. I would love to have a Europe meetup. Would you guys meet up if I went to Europe? Do a UK meetup. We'll do a Basel meetup. And yeah, we just go nuts. I will go to any country as long as there's like a good hot plate of food waiting for me. Because I literally only travel for the food. Some people are like, oh, I travel for the experience. I wanna see the architecture. And some people are like, oh, I wanna meet the people. And some people are like, oh, I wanna just envelop myself in the culture. And for me, I'm like, I just want the food. Can I just go experience the food? That's all I want. If I'm in the UK, I want bangers and mash. I want fish and chips. I want a nice packet of crisps. You guys call cookies biscuits, which is cool. I want, let's see, some other good English food. Shepherd's pie. Wouldn't mind getting some shepherd's pie. Yeah, bangers and mash. My mom makes bangers and mash, and it's actually delicious. What did you and Connie do for New Year's Eve? We went to my parents' place. I hung out with them. We had a really nice dinner, and then we're old people, so we just went home. And we watched some movies together. Aldo, what happened with you and Federico? Nothing happened with us. I mean, did he say something? Does he not like me anymore? We're still cool, guys. We're busy. We're busy. Our schedules are. I mean, he's running Del Rey Watches and his channel and his personal life. I'm running my personal life, the channel, and the Time Teller shop. So, Jeffrey, would you eat frogs' legs and snails? Yes, I do eat those things. My mom used to feed me frogs' legs when I was little, and I literally thought it was chicken. I loved them. And then snails, escargot. Yeah, I eat. I'm not super fancy, guys, but I'm saying I'm not scared of that stuff either. There's a few places here that actually make snails very, very well, and I really like escargot. So yeah, that stuff doesn't freak me out at all. There's a lot weirder foods than frog's legs and escargot. Frog's legs, literally, if it's done properly, and I'm not some connoisseur, I'm not some chef, but if frog's legs are done properly, it tastes like very, very tender chicken. And then escargot, because snails look slimy, people think that snails like escargot will be slimy, but if it's done properly, it is kind of like really buttery, garlicky meat. It's not slimy. It can be a little chewy sometimes if it's cooked a little long, but it's very good. And if you like garlic and butter, then you will probably love escargot. And if someone didn't tell you it was snails, you'd probably really enjoy it. Milcom says, I draw the line at any kind of insect. Yeah, I don't eat bugs, but snails I don't really consider to be bugs. Nataka says, correction, Jory ain't fancy. Yeah, I'm not fancy, bro. Scotty Knuckles says, Jory, will you be getting to Virginia anytime this year? So I love Virginia. I've been to Virginia multiple times. Williamsburg, I absolutely love it. I had a blast in Virginia every time I've been. So I would love to go to Virginia. I think Connie and I want to go to New Orleans. She's been saying she wants to go to New Orleans. She's been a few times. And then I don't think she's ever been to Virginia. So Connie and I might have to go to Virginia as well. I'll take her. But yeah, I absolutely love Virginia. I'll let you know if I'm going. Jory, thoughts on Mont Blanc? I love Mont Blanc. James K, certified teeth and moderator. Still hoping for 2020 Jory meet and greet. Where would we do it, guys? Where would we do it? Steven Simmons says cow tongue is amazing. Tongue is great, not in like a steak form. If it's thinly sliced, like for KBBQ or for hot pot, I actually really like tongue. I eat that all the time. Nataku, that would actually be a blast. If we could get a bunch of people at this park and we all chilled and we had like food and stuff, that would be a really fun meetup. Zella, send me your location when you go to Paris so I may meet you by coincidence. Connie's favorite place, like in the entire world, is Paris. So she loves Paris and she's been a bajillion times. So when we go, she'll show me around because I've actually never been. And yeah, we'll do it. I love schnitzel. Viva eats the schnitzel. I will take you up on that if we go to Vienna and have the schnitzel. Schnitzel und onions und potatoes. But yeah, I'd also, this might be kind of random. I really want to go to Wales. Wales just seems beautiful. Austin Lynn in the building. Deuces. Gamer with the super chat says, thoughts on micro brands? Any favorites? Yes, I do have thoughts on micro brands, and my favorite micro brand is Boulder. I love Boulder. I'm not on their payroll. I just think they make really, really fun field watches. Simon, would you do a time teller NATO strap or something in that area? I would do straps, and I'm actually working on getting some dedicated straps for the shop. NATO's, maybe, but that's not as interesting as something else that I'm working on, so stay tuned. James K, certified T3 by M moderator, says, can we just agree that Paul and the Velcro Valet must be at the meet and greet? Paul will be there. The Velcro Valet, I hope, does not show up. Actually, I hope he does show up, and then all of you guys can give him a piece of your mind. William says, besides getting kickbacks from Boulder, what about Zellos? I don't know what you mean by kickbacks because I've never been paid by either of those companies. But if you're talking about being sent watches to review, guess what? Both of those companies have sent me watches to review. I've reviewed 3 or 4 Boulders, and I've reviewed like 2 or 3 Zellos. So if you're talking about watches that are sent to the office to review, then both of them have given me kickbacks. But I don't like Zellos as much as Boulder. Can we start 2020 off with the pocket ride? That was so funny, looking for coffee. Whales are in the sea. No, I'm talking about Wales, like where Welsh people live. That's where I want to go. I'd love to go to Wales and try to pronounce their words, their towns. William says, I was just joking. Love you, man. I know. I know you were ragging on me. You're a great supporter. Yeah, if you ever want to know where I am, if you want to know my location, just look for where all the parrots are. More quick fire questions, guys. Last live stream, we got some really freaking good questions. Ooh, here's a really good one. Oh, very cute husky walking over here. Here's a really good question. Jory, what, that fellow there, Certified T3 Bot, says, Jory, what is a 2019 goal that you met / surpassed? And what is a 2019 goal that you didn't meet? Okay, that's a great question. So one thing that was very difficult for me was delegation. Okay, I knew that it was getting to the point where I didn't have the ability to film and edit for as much as I wanted to. Like I knew that the type of content I wanted to make was sorry. Oh my god. This is such a good question that so many things are going through my head. Okay. One issue that I had in 2019 was I was realizing that the type of content I was wanting to make was exceeding my ability when it came to editing. I could not edit the way that I wanted the content to look and be expressed and articulated. And it was very uncomfortable to think of me giving my baby, my content, to another person, having them look at it and edit it. And it was very uncomfortable, right? Because making content it's like a personal thing. When you're filming, anyone you show the raw footage to, they're going to see your mess ups. They're going to judge it in a way and have to manipulate it themselves. And that was kind of, I don't know, I felt vulnerable. And in business, though, moving to the sun, in business, the lifeblood of a business, yes, it's liquid capital, it's money, it's cash, but also it's delegation. Companies that don't know when or how to delegate fail. And so I went back into my brain, my business brain, and I was like, look, I just gotta bite the bullet. And now's the time that I'm at a crossroads and I need to grow up, man up, and delegate. So I spoke to a few editors. I found one that I really liked, and it was Gato. And he had kind of the same vision, the same sense of humor for how I wanted the content to be produced. And so that was one goal that I met, was delegating and getting an editor. And so that, boom, was done. Another huge goal that I wanted was to just set up a shop. I didn't know if anybody would actually go there or anything. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to try to get a website started. Well, I exceeded that because we started the website. It took me a while to figure it out, but I built the website by myself, launched it August 1st. We've sold out every restock. So I exceeded that goal. I was very, very happy about that. One goal that I wanted to hit that I didn't hit was 100,000 subscribers. So I wanted to hit 100,000 in 2019. I failed on that. But if I stopped because I didn't reach my goal, then that is failure. But if I keep going towards it, then I didn't actually fail. So it didn't happen in 2019, but I'm coming for you, 2020. Itaku Certified T3 Bot says, Jory, any goals for 2020? Any camping location goals? Any Connie goals? Ring? I can't talk about that here because Connie might watch this. 2020 goals. Boom, right off the bat, 100,000 subscribers. I want 100,000 subscribers in 2020. Another goal is make even better content, spend even more time with the content. So that was that's going to be the second one, is elevate the content even further. Number 3 goal, I want to sell 10 watches a week. I'm going to grind until I can get that. It's going to take a lot more time to source and scout and certify the watches. That's what I'm going to try to do. Another goal, podcast. I'm going to crush a podcast this year, 2020. As far as camping location goals, I want to go to Sedona. I want to take Connie to Sedona. I think that'd be fun. She's never been. And yeah, just better reviews with bigger companies. Get a podcast out for you guys. Hit 100,000 subscribers. Scale the store upwards. Nataku, we will Easter Jeep Safari would be really fun. Might take the Jeep there with Connie. That'd be fun. Will I be buying the Alpinist, the new Alpinist? Yes, I will. James K, Certified T3 and moderator, says, Jory, would you consider acquiring an older Breitling Emergency? It's my understanding the radio frequency is no longer monitored for regular. Probably not. If it's not, if that one main function is disabled, then there's no point. Diesel says, gotta run, Jory, have fun. Happy New Year, brother. Braden says, you and Teddy should do a podcast together. I feel like you guys would vibe well. Teddy's a great guy. That would be fun. I know he's incredibly busy, and I'm incredibly busy, so the timing we would probably have to work for, but or work with. But if anything, I could absolutely see him being a regular guest on mine if we can't make it work for a regular thing. But he would absolutely, he is always welcome to be in my content because he's a very nice dude. Young Excellency says Jory for president 2020. Oh man, that's gonna open up a can of worms. He says I'd vote for you, but I'm Canadian. Nataku, certified T3 Va, says, I like the idea of a podcast and more time away. I love the pizza episode. So that's another actual goal, is to elevate the time away channel as well. Again, one thing I'm learning, guys, this is my first time doing all of this. And it's weird because all these things are happening in conjunction with each other. So time management is a skill that I am trying to get the hang of, just like everyone else is. So would I absolutely love to bring you guys into more of my lifestyle? Yes, I would so love that. Is time an issue? Yes, it is. No pun intended. I'm the time teller. Because to get that content out for time away, I have to like go away. I have to like go on trips and stuff to film that. And with everything going on, I literally have to make the time. And then I want Connie to be with me, so we have to open up her schedule and everything. But 2020 is going to be an incredible year. It's all going to work out, and I just can't wait for you to see Monday's episode. I think that Monday's going to show you everything that's going to happen in 2020. You guys are going to be so excited. I just know it. The Talking Certified Teacher and Moderator says, we will support whatever you do, brother. I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. Trail Vega says, Time Teller 2020 content will be the replacement for Matt Farah exit of 2019. Is Matt Farah not making content anymore? Finn says, I would listen to your podcast. Gamer says, what are some good watch podcasts? Watch Rotation. Please go ahead, support the Watch Rotation podcast. It's hosted by Merrick. He is a good friend of mine. He knows a whole lot about watches. He has an impeccable taste, and he's a very knowledgeable dude. So please go ahead, support the Watch Rotation podcast. You can listen to it on Spotify. That's how I've been listening to it. And tell him that Jory sent you. He's a good guy. Stephen Aarons, with a very measured response, says not meeting goals can be a positive thing if it drives improvement. Having a bunch of goals that would be easily met, what's the point? I absolutely agree with you. Thank you so much, Steve. That was a very measured, very mature response. I didn't hit everything I wanted to hit in 2020. Or I didn't hit everything I wanted to hit in 2019, but I will exceed them in 2020. It gives me something to keep gunning for, and I will. Laszlo Davai, certified T3 bus, says, Mama, where would you have the podcast? Do you mean where would you listen to it, or where would I record it? I'd probably record it in the office, but I like the videos you did of reviewing celebs like Logan Paul, and other ones unless those didn't get good reviews. A lot of people didn't really like those episodes, which is crazy. Star Wars Rise of the Skywalker, haven't seen it yet, unfortunately. Maybe I'll take Connie to see that. Again, it's just time, guys. I would love to take Connie to see that. Simon says, Watch Rotation is on Apple Podcast app as well if you don't have Spotify. Yeah, go ahead. I think you can listen to it at a bunch of places, but support Watch Rotation. Tell them that Jory sent you. Where could I listen to it when it comes out? Well, I don't know a whole lot about podcasts, but probably on Apple and probably on Spotify. I heard Jar Jar Binks kills the that chick that I forgot her name. So that's a bit of a spoiler. Jar Jar Binks kills Kylo Ren also. It's kind of crazy. I saw it. Fast Gerbil, how are you guys doing? Good. We're actually finishing up. Guys, my AirPods are telling me I'm almost out of batteries, so kills the that chick. Guys, my devices are telling me that I'm almost out of batteries. Let's get a few more quick fire questions in here, and then I gotta book it because these are going to die out soon. I see Bertucci sold in outdoor stores. Any thoughts of the brand? I think they're inexpensive. Their most common models do not have threaded crowns, which kind of defeats the purpose of an outdoorsy watch. Don't tell the technology. Don't let the technology tell you what. Any Tritium tube watch reviews coming up? Yes. Because everyone's freaking out about Tritium. So, again, we will do it. Good grade. Watch rotation is entertaining. A bit too many F-bombs. And one of the hosts sounds a bit like... I don't know which host you're talking about. Merrick is a very good guy. But I'll give him some constructive feedback, and I'll tell him to stop swearing. Michael, have a good one. I'll tell Merrick to tighten it up. Predictions for 2020. I actually already went over that DEMS certified T3, but I'll tell you, I think the Rolex Hulk is going to get discontinued. I think Rolex is probably going to do something with the Explorer 2. We have to wait to see that. Maybe they'll give it a ceramic bezel. And I think that Patek Philippe will be coming out with another solid yellow gold Nautilus. I think that could happen. Simon Beard says, the Fear the Beard mug is so cool. If you guys want one, check out the Time Teller shop. Spoiler alert, Jar Jar is E.T.'s grandma. Jar Jar isn't Kylo Ren, but I don't want to spoil anything, but Jar Jar kills Kylo Ren. There's like a fight scene between Kylo and that girl, and it's like the camera pans in and it's very serious, goes widescreen. And then all of a sudden, Jar Jar just materializes behind Kylo, and he's like, nothing person or Annie, and then he just kills him with a lightsaber. But yeah, check out Milk of the Moderators posted a link to the Fear the Beard mug, and yeah, it's like $11 for a mug with my face on it if you want it. So yeah, but guys, okay, my stuff is beeping at me. It's gonna die. So here's the deal. It is a brand new decade, clean slate, huge content coming in 2020. Monday's episode is going to be freaking bananas. I'm so excited for you to see it. It's going to be the perfect kickoff for this whole year, guys. So I'm very excited. We spent a lot of time making the episode. Gato's working overtime, so it's going to be very fun. So check it out. Monday the 6th. That's when it should upload. Excuse me. There's going to be some people you recognize, some people you like in the episode. There's going to be a new person that you probably haven't met before in the episode, and I have a feeling he's going to be a favorite, and it's going to be very fun. So guys, please get out of your comfort zone. Starting this channel, coming outside in the public and yelling into a camera, it's kind of crazy. It paid off. Okay, so try something new every day that makes you a little bit nervous. It's well worth it. Number 2, tell someone you love them. Okay, you shouldn't have to spend a moment without telling someone you love them. You shouldn't have to start the year telling someone you love them. And sometimes when you're feeling down, you just need to give love, and you'll start feeling it back. You'll start feeling better. So, guys, I love you. Happy 2020. It is the Roaring 20s. They are back. It is a brand new decade. Again, clean slate. Whatever you didn't accomplish last decade, that's the past. Who cares? It's over. It's behind you. Gotta think of life like a side-scrolling video game. You can't go backwards. You can only go forwards. So, love you guys. Please, 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 crush it this decade. If not for yourself, do it for me. All right? Love you guys. I'm Jory Goodman, the Time Teller. Always remember, I didn't invent time. I just tell it. Happy freaking New Year.